LEGO collectible minifigures have been around for over 15 years, with each series offering up a selection of fun and unique characters in blind bags or boxes to collect. And while they all retail for the same price, once they retire, some can become much more valuable than others. For example, here's the Mountain Climber from Series 11, a minifigure you can get today complete with all of its accessories for as low as $2. Even copies still sealed in the original packaging are listed at just $5, which isn't bad to say this series retailed for $3 12 years ago. On the other end of the scale for Series 11 is the Island Warrior. This spear-wielding, tiki mask-wearing minifigure was an obvious modernised take on the classic Islanders from the LEGO Pirates theme, even sharing the same hairpiece with bone attachment, along with blue face tattoos, bone decorations and leg print that carried onto the sides, though he was sadly a bit too early to get some dual moulded legs. Still, getting hold of the figure today, with or without the accessories, can set you back anywhere between $14 and $40, with sealed copies sat at around $30 at the cheapest. The Island Warrior wasn't the first CMF to fit nicely into the pirate world though, as Series 8 kicked things off with the Pirate Captain. Armed with a gold cutlass, he was ready to do battle with a fitting red pirate outfit, angry bearded face with eye patch, and gold skull and crossbones on his hat, making him a fine captain to whatever pirate ship you had in your collection. And as a Ninjago fan, I loved pretending that this was Captain Soto before the official minifigure came out. At around $4 to $5, he's not the most expensive minifigure to get hold of, but certainly not Series 8's cheapest, with that honour going to Santa, who thanks to his numerous appearances in advent calendars and Christmas sets after his initial CMF debut, can be found for well under $3. But it's this historical minifigure who comes out on top for Series 8. The Conquistador was covered in specially printed golden armour and got an exclusive recolor of the Conquistador helmet from LEGO Pirates, paired with a pretty simple bearded face print. While Series 8 retailed for $3 back in 2012, this Iberian warrior will set you back around $16 to $40 today, with sealed copies for as low as $25. Moving to more recent minifigures now with Series 19. While this series saw the return of Johnny Thunder, the debut of Monkey Kid, and some very cheap minifigures like the rugby player and mountain biker, it's the Fright Knight who takes the crown for the most valuable of this series. A great tie-in to the Fright Knight's castle faction, this spooky minifigure featured chainmail print on the torso, with an armor piece slotting over the top decorated with copper bat details, while below the helmet was a very creepy ghostly blue face. I never managed to get this one when the series released, which is unfortunate as today it will cost anywhere from $25 to $104 to get. LEGO Space tie-ins can also be very popular, as Series 22 shows us. Released just over 3 years ago, there is one minifigure who quickly stood out from the rest to become the most valuable. With eyes on stalks, a giant tongue and a back attachment holding some green liquid, this funny looking space creature had a lot to love. But it's that torso that secures his place as the most expensive Series 22 minifigure available today, as it was the first classic space torso to be printed on a purple body. As such, listings for this minifigure can range from $12 to $60. Even the torso on its own can fetch over $12, and while it did return in 2023 with the full purple spaceman, it was unfortunately locked away in a rare LEGO employee gift set, ensuring that it stayed a rare and highly sought after part. It's a similar story with Series 17's Rocket Boy. This is a pretty normal run-of-the-mill costume minifigure with the big retro rocket ship having little bolts printed on and featuring a small window to show the kid's face looking out of the cockpit. Surprisingly though, this minifigure can be found from anywhere between $17 and $86 nowadays. But why? Well, the answer becomes clear when you remove that special rocket piece. Just like the space creature, he's got a classic space torso as well, only this time it's in grey, a colour that was exclusive to him, making Rocket Boy an important minifigure for fans who want to try and make their own grey spaceman. It's funny that when this series came out, LEGO hyped up the Highwayman as this mysterious figure that you just had to get, and yet it was this little rocket costume who ended up being the most prized minifigure of the series. So much so that the torso on its own sells for over $20. Going back to some older minifigures now, Series 10 arrived on shelves in 2013 with golden bags as usual, giving us 16 more fantastic minifigures to collect. Medusa was the first minifigure that I got from this series, and with her awesome snake hairpiece which later returned for Ninjago's General Makia, 2 excellent face prints, and great use of the Ninjago's serpentine tail, she was a perfect addition to the growing Greek minifigure collection that this team had been offering up, even showing up as an important boss in the LEGO Minifigures Online mythology world. Despite her relative simplicity and the fact that she was an incredibly easy minifigure to find thanks to the big tailpiece, today a Medusa minifigure will easily cost you between $18 and $100 to get a hold of. Even so, she's not the most expensive minifigure to come from this series, but we'll save that for the end of the video. In the meantime, let's jump on over to Series 13 with the Classic King, another really well designed minifigure tying in well with LEGO Castle. To bring this one to life, LEGO introduced a new hairpiece with a crown moulded into it which fits nice and snug with his beard, as well as this awesome cape which consisted of 2 different pieces fitting together over the torso to give him that regal finishing touch that really helps this minifigure stand out as one of Series 13's absolute best. While you could get him for just $4 when these green blind bags were available 10 years ago, if you want to get His Majesty today, then the cheapest you'll be able to find him is around $20 for the complete minifigure, but he can go for anywhere up to $90. Historical figures are definitely some of the most popular for LEGO Collectible minifigures, as Series 20 once again proves with not 1 but 2 highly sought after minifigures. First is the Tournament Knight, another fantastic castle tie-in who was equipped with this Raven faction shield as well as a new sword piece introduced for the minifigure. While the actual figure is nothing overly special, getting dual molded legs, a black and light orange outfit with some chainmail printed on, and a confident smirk partially hidden by his moustache, he is clearly very popular. At the lower end of the scale, you can get this one for around $30, but there are listings for it going all the way up to $150. The Viking, meanwhile, is in my opinion a much cooler minifigure though, getting an olive green outfit topped off with brown boots, dual molded arms, belts, a pendant, and super soft blue cape. But what makes him extra special is that unlike all LEGO Vikings beforehand, they went for a much more historically accurate approach with the helmet, giving us this brand new piece that sits comfortably over his bearded face with no space on the sides to attach any horns. As a result of that, just like the Tournament Knight, you'll find this one for anywhere between $28 and $95. Even though these are some of the most expensive CMFs that you can get hold of nowadays, and being realistic, $30 or more for what ultimately amounts to a few pieces of plastic is quite steep, the prices thankfully don't come close to themes like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, where highly popular characters can easily fetch hundreds of dollars, which is good news if you're on a mission to try and collect any minifigures that you missed out on from older series. But that all changes with this final entry, because no expensive CMF list would be complete without a visit from Mr. Gold. Returning to Series 10, and to celebrate that milestone, LEGO created this special 17th minifigure, with a mere 5,000 copies randomly distributed worldwide for a lucky few fans to find. This infamous minifigure was fully chrome gold, dressed in a 3-piece suit with a monocle over his eye and easily identifiable top hat, and came equipped with a shiny staff topped off with a white gem, the only non-gold piece other than the stand. Genuine Mr. Gold minifigures could be confirmed by the fact that they were sealed inside an extra clear bag within the regular minifigure bag, and all had a unique code on their collection leaflet letting you register the minifigure online. With so much hype generated by the hunt for such a rare minifigure, it's absolutely not a surprise that of the very few listings you can find for a genuine copy, they are sat at well over $4,000 today, and even upwards of $10,000, completely blowing all the other minifigures we've looked at in this video out of the water. Even though I was never lucky enough to get hold of a genuine Mr. Gold, the excitement surrounding him did drive me to collect the other 16 minifigures of the series, making Series 10 the first one that I ever personally completed. With prices like that though, it's definitely worthwhile to just buy a fake one if you really want to get hold of him.